Hello, I'm actually standing. Incredible. I thought it'd be fun to film in front of this built-in bookshelf I have because this video has to do with Maggie Stiefvater, and I have 3 of the Raven Boy. I can't point and look and okay. I have 3 of the Raven Boy books right here. I love the Raven Boys. The Raven Boys is like all of them are 5 stars except Lily Blue, which is the hardest title to say on earth. But anyway, I am filming too many videos right now. And I'm listening to too many audiobooks, but like, what are 2 more? You know? What are 2 more to spice it up? So, my friends, Kat and Aaron, we have a little book club together. We're very good friends. We all have similar reading tastes. Most of the time, obviously not everyone has the exact same reading taste, but most of the time we're in agreement on how we feel about the books we read together in this book club. So Maggie Stiefvater is coming to a location that we can all go to. And we decided, and it's kind of last minute because she's coming, it's like October 6th right now, and she's coming to this location Monday, October 24th. So, and it's for Grey Warren, which is the 3rd book in the sequel trilogy to the Raven Boys. I have no idea if you can read that trilogy without having read the Raven Boys. I'm assuming no, but it doesn't really matter because I've read the Raven Boys, so it's fine. So I've decided, my friend Kat mentioned, I've not been to a single book signing in my adult life. Like, I went to a couple, like, school book signings when I was a child in middle school, but as an adult I have never been, like, I've never met an author. I have met Cassandra Clare, but it was in a more casual environment. So I've never been to like an official event like this because I've not for lack of trying. Whenever I see like obviously the last few years there's been like no tours because of COVID, but before that and kind of a little bit after, when I've looked like where some of my favorite authors are going when they are on tour like this, it's never near me, which is kind of weird because I live near a big city, but they never come here. I don't know why. So, I mean, it's not their fault. Their publisher makes the tour, but anyway, I'm just excited because she's coming somewhere close, and I was thinking about not going because I haven't read Grey Warren, and I'm like, it'd be hard, but we're doing it. I'm going. And I've kind of got off track, but my friend Kat has been to a few signings for sequels. I think she went to like one of Sarah J. Maas's releases in the ACOTAR series, and she told me that usually when it's a sequel, they don't discuss spoilers, but I have FOMO, and I'm anxious about spoilers, so I've made the executive decision to binge. I immediately forgot what it was called. I know the second one's called Mr. Impossible, which is a terrible title. What's the first one? Call Down the Hawk. Decided to binge Call Down the Hawk and Mr. Impossible in the next 3 weeks, which doesn't sound like a lot, but I also have like 6 other books from the library right now that I need to listen to. But I drive a lot for work, so I think I can do it. But I wanted to document it because, like I said, I'm loving Chandler Ainsley. Her name is so uncomplicated. Why can't I say it? I love watching her like complete these whole series, and with books like completing these series, it's so satisfying to me. So I thought it'd be fun to put out into the world. I'm already working on a Stephanie Garber one, which should definitely be out by the time this goes out because I'm reading 3 books I haven't read yet. I feel like I'll read Called in the Hawk and Mr. Impossible pretty quickly, and then I'll get Grey Warren because you get it at the signing, and then I will probably sleep on that and not read it for a while. But in this video, I just lost my mouth. Wow, it's been a rough time. This video, I will be reading the Dreamer Trilogy, and I'm very excited. I don't know much about what it's about. I know it's about, I almost said the Ronan brothers. Dear God, the Lynch brothers. I know it's a lot about Declan, which I'm actually excited about. I know, like, you're not supposed to like Declan, but I kind of liked him in the Raven cycle. He's interesting. I know we learned a lot about him, and I know it's a lot about art, and I love art, so I am so pumped. I mean, I'm sure nothing will ever beat the Raven Cycle. Like, for me, I'm expecting like a 4-star trilogy, you know? Like, I feel like I'll really enjoy it, but I mean, none of the characters are Gansey, so I mean, how much can I really like it? But yeah, I'll check in when I have an update about Call Down the Hawk. Hello, this is a fun angle. Oop, that's my water bottle. I have decided to take a small break from work to do a quick Dream Thieves update. So I'm like halfway through, I want to say, the first book. And, you know, listen, there's a reason I took a break at the end of finishing The Raven King and, like, jumping into this trilogy. And it's because I needed, like, a break from the surrealness, like, literally surrealness of it all. I feel like these books are it's surrealism a lot of the time. And I feel like this book is even more surrealism than the original 4 books. Like, I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm listening to the audiobook, but I purposely also checked out, like, the ebook copy so I can go back and, like, try and decipher what's happening, which I've needed a lot, especially because the audiobook narrator for the books has, like, a very, like, sometimes, like, his very gravelly, deep voice. Sometimes audiobook narrators, like, I miss stuff sometimes, so I like to have a physical copy to, like, go back and check. Anyway, it's necessary for this. And also, I just want to say, so actually, I don't even think I've talked about what these books are about for anyone who just clicked on this. One, disclaimer, you should not read these without reading the Raven Cycle unless you are just planning on skipping the Raven Cycle, which I do not recommend, because so far, the Call Down the Hawk is just not even, it doesn't even compare, if I'm being honest. But yeah, there's no, like, Cassandra Clare, like, tries, for example, to, like, say, like, yeah, you can totally read one series without reading the other, which is just a lie. But I feel like Maggie Stiefvater didn't even try to do that. Like, you definitely cannot read this trilogy without spoiling multiple twists, multiple events that happen in the original 4 books. Also, I feel like you have to have the knowledge from those 4 books, or, like, none of the relationships make sense. None of the world building makes any sense. Like, you basically just hop in expecting to know everything, which I don't know how I feel about that. But essentially, the Dreamers trilogy follows Ronan Lynch, his 2 brothers, not really Matthew, the youngest brother, but it follows Declan a little bit. And then lots of other random characters. There's this lady who, like, there's, like, multiple versions of her. I'm trying not to spoil stuff, but, like, there is this lady named Jordan who has, like, I don't know what's going on. And then some other chick that's, like, trying to get everybody. There's, like, 5 different perspectives, and I'm losing it a little bit. There's a lot too much going on. There's, like, one lady trying to, like, kill all the dreamers, and, like, this other lady who's, like, everybody's trying to get to DC, which I don't know why, because Ronan isn't even in DC. I guess they're looking for Ronan. Like, people think the apocalypse is coming. It's so hard to describe this book. I'm a little lost. Like, I felt like, at least in the Raven Boys, I'm like, all right, Gansey's looking for the dead king. We're trying to find them ley lines. I'm like, all right, got it. And then, like, all the surrealist stuff, like, sprung from that base plot. But this, I'm like, I don't know. Like, Ronan's having all these dreams with this figure called the Bride, and he's trying to find that guy for some reason. Like, I don't want to say I'm not enjoying it, because there are definitely aspects I'm really enjoying. I'm loving the Declan chapters. They're kind of few and far between, but I'm loving that. I'm not disliking any of it, but it is very confusing, and I'm halfway through this point. Yeah, I guess that's my update. I don't really know how I feel. I feel like it's going to be like a 3 or 4 star right now, because, like I said, it's not that I'm disliking it. I'm not as grounded, I guess, as I was reading The Raven Cycle, because The Raven Cycle, even when it was super surreal, I was like, but all the characters I know and love are here, whereas I'm just not as connected. Like, I feel like this trilogy is for all the Ronan lovers, which, don't get me wrong, I love Ronan, but he wasn't my favorite character, which is kind of an unpopular opinion. I feel like Ronan is the fan fave, or Noah maybe, but I love Gansey. Love him. And so now that he's not here, I'm like, but I'm hoping like Declan becomes my new favorite character I'm kind of rooting for, because I do really like him so far, even though we haven't gotten a lot of him yet. I'm into it. I'm intrigued by his character. Everybody said I would love him more when I read this, and I do. I'm into it. Not that I ever disliked him, because I kind of have always understood his motivations. But anyway, this check-in has been kind of long, and I should get back to work. So my little break is over. All right, I'll check in probably when I finished it. Yeah, bye. Hello. It's late. My whale's going to hang out with us while I update you all. So, it's so late because I keep forgetting to update you guys, and I just need to do it. I just need to do it while I'm thinking about it. So, I finished Call Down the Hawk yesterday. Technically 2 days ago, because it's after midnight. It's fine. I don't have to get up for work early tomorrow or anything. I finished Call Down the Hawk yesterday, and I gave it like a 3.5. My thoughts are pretty much the same as my earlier update. I basically don't care about anything going on, which is such a shame, because I cared so much in the Raven Cycle. Like, and I just don't care, like, about what Ronan's doing. Like, and I also started Mr. Impossible, and I'm like, I'm only like a few chapters in, but I also just still don't care. Like, and I feel like all the dream sequences were my least favorite part of the Raven Cycle anyway, so maybe that's it. Like, I just don't, the surrealism, like, I know I've said this in other videos, but I just normally don't, like, surrealism like that is just not my vibe. Very rarely does it click for me. I just don't really care. And Ronan kind of annoyed the crap out of me in Call Down the Hawk. Like, Declan really out here being the best brother he can, and Ronan is not helping. Not helping at all. But speaking of Declan, he got all 3.5 stars in this book. He stole the show for me. And that is what I had heard when, like, going into these books, that Declan really was the shining star, and everybody's correct. Like, I loved everything with Declan in this book. I feel like we got such an insight into his character, his, why he does what he does, why he acts, kind of underneath, this mask, I guess, because Declan is, Ronan's older brother, and he puts on this mask of being very boring, very dull. He lies about everything to appear normal. And I think it's such an interesting dynamic, because he is like the normal brother. And so, like, and he's very protective, and he lies to make himself appear totally non-threatening so that his brothers will not face harm. I just think it's fascinating. But I loved and we saw him a little bit in the Raven. Oh gosh, what did I do? We saw him a little bit in the Raven Cycle. I don't really remember exactly what he was up to, because he gets like beat up or something at one point, I think, in like his dorm room. Am I making that up? I don't remember. I know we saw him a little bit, but not a lot. But anyway, I also just love seeing kind of like underneath this facade. He's so angry and just overwhelmed, and getting like a little peek at that was like fascinating. And the way he like, sometimes he just can't help himself, and he like follows all these leads to get answers to stuff. And like, I almost wish this whole book, like, if this whole book was about Declan, it would have gotten 5 stars. Like, his segments were 5-star material, like 100%. But I had to wade through all the other stuff to get to his segments, so yikes. But yeah, I'm really looking for... Mr. Impossible is like quite a bit shorter. Like the audiobook for Call Down the Hawk was 12 parts, and this one's only 9, so it's 3 hours shorter. I've heard it kind of has... I've heard like some people like it more than Call Down the Hawk, some people like it less, so we'll see where I fall. But yeah, I'm just here for Declan. So that's just the way it's gonna be. I'm here for Declan, and that's okay. You know, if he's the one getting me to read these books, that's okay. But yeah, I'm kind of ahead of schedule, or I'm right on schedule. I wanted to read Call Down the Hawk this week and Mr. Impossible next week, and it is Thursday night right now, so I am on schedule. It's because obviously I'm not about to finish Mr. Impossible tomorrow. But yeah, coolio, I'll check in probably when I'm way more into Mission Impossible. Okay, I really need to go to bed, so good night. I'm sorry, I don't make the rules, but Declan is the best part of these books. And I forgot to say it last night when I had my little update, but Maggie Stiefvater is also an artist, and she's done drawings of all of her characters, or most of them. And this one of Declan, I'll put it on the screen, is like, it was my favorite before I read these books. It's so good. Like, look at this. The academicness. I really do love those academic bitches. What can I say? Hello, join me once again at this weird awkward angle to film in front of my... Oh God, I can't do this. To film in front of my Raven Boy books. I'm standing where my laundry basket usually sits. It's fine. Say hello to all the buddies on the shelf. Woo! So I finished Mr. Impossible last night. I did not update at all while reading it. I think I updated once very briefly. You know what? I'm going to sit my window seat. Can we like do this? Oh, this is way better. I know now we can't see the Raven Boy books, but such is life. It's like a 3-star read. I don't know. I don't really care about the whole... I think I've already said what these books are about. It's kind of a spoiler to the Raven cycle, so I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. It's kind of annoying. Maggie Stiefvater did that. It feels like the Marvel universe. Like, you have to read all this before you read all this. But it's about Ronan and his brothers, and just about Ronan dreaming and shit. The whole plot that he has in these books, I really do not care about. Like, they're so... Because it's dealing with dreams, every scene with him is so vague and confusing. And we had that in the Raven cycle as well. But I feel like because it was part of a bigger picture and I could accept it more. But in these books, it's just all of it, pretty much. I mean, or it's 75% instead of like 25%. And I just don't care. And also, Ronan was a D-bag in Mr. Impossible. He was a douche. He didn't give a shit about his brothers or Adam, and I'm pissed. It was so annoying to read this book because Ronan was just an asshole the whole time. Like, Lord. The plot twist was stupid. I forgot to write that in my Goodreads review. I did not like the plot twist. It felt like it came out of nowhere. I didn't feel like it had any, like, prelude leading up to it. That I was like, oh, I'm putting all the pieces together, you know? It was just like, boom, and I was like, oh, that's what we're doing? That's what we're doing? Okay. So, yeah, all that I didn't really care about. If the book was just that, it would have gotten 2 stars. But it gets 1 extra star because of Declan and Matthew, but especially Declan and Jordan and just their relationship. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. I'm so sad. I feel like they got maybe like 5 or 6 chapters in this book, and those chapters... 1 million out of 5. I loved those. Like, I wish this book was just about the Lynch brothers interacting, because that was the best part of this book. I don't know why we're not doing that more. Declan and Matthew's relationship is so interesting to me. I don't know why Matthew treats Ronan with such respect when Ronan's being a D-bag, and Declan's the one out here trying to raise his brother. But anyway, just a really complex and good relationship. I think Declan is a fantastic character. I think he's very complex and interesting. I love him. I loved him and Jordan. I thought they were adorable. Yeah, so that's why I'm here. I mean, I'm glad that I'm reading these books because of Declan and Matthew and their relationship and Jordan, but everything else I really don't give a shit. So it is a Monday. No, it's Tuesday. I finished the book yesterday on a Monday. I'm seeing Maggie Stiefvater in 6 days. I'm seeing her next Monday. And that's when I'm getting my copy of Grey Warren. So I think it comes out today. But I won't get it until next week. But I'm going to try and see if I can place a hold on the audiobook, because that's how I listened to the other one, so I can just finish off the trilogy. That could be exciting. So, yeah, the next clips, I'm hoping I can try and film a little bit of the signing and me and my friends. We'll see what happens. I'm sure we'll at least get pictures. So if that's all we get, I'll put them in. But yeah, see you soon. I need to go to work as always. I'm beat, y'all. I'm tired, but I had a busy weekend. But I just wanted to show you. Why was that British? I just wanted to show you before I go to bed. I went to the Maggie Stiefvater signing. You would have seen that. I definitely didn't get a lot of video clips. I was just absorbing what she had to say. She's so smart and witty. Like, the little talk she gave was great. We had a great time. But I ended up buying the Scorpio Races because they had like all of her books there to buy, which I was not expecting. They had this huge table. It was in like a little theater, and they had this huge table full of her books. So I ended up getting the Scorpio Races because this is definitely the one I'm most interested in, like outside of the Raven Chronicles. And she signed it to me. And obviously I got Grey Warren. And then she also signed my beat up copy of the Raven Boys, which is just so special. Yeah, so special. Anyway, I just wanted to say that before I try and finagle them all into this bookshelf. Wish me luck. Hello, good morning. I'm definitely in my pajamas. Oh man. Does my hair look weird just because the light is shining on it weird? When am I not in my pajamas in these clips? What can I say? Pajamas are comfy. So, it's been a few weeks. Actually, I had to wait for my audiobook hold to come in on Grey Warren, and now I'm reading it. You should have seen the clips of the signing we went to at the end of October. It's now like November 17th? So yeah, the audiobook took a while to come in, and then I had some other ones I had to listen to in front of it, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm like halfway through. Why did I show it to you like this? I don't know. I'm halfway through. I listened to a lot yesterday. This book is not very long. It is definitely, I think it's shorter than the first two by like a lot. This is only 334 pages. Oh my God. I'm literally already halfway through. I'm so stressed. I don't know why I'm filming this update, because I don't actually have a lot to say. I feel like not a lot has happened, which is why I'm nervous. I literally only read the second book not that long ago, but I feel like, I don't know if it's that I've forgotten like exactly why things happened at the end of the second book. Like, there's some things going on that I'm like, wait, what? Why? What? I think my poor brain is struggling to keep up with the surrealism of this series. I'm just kind of trying to roll with it and not worry too much. I might go back and read, like, try and find a summary of book 2 just to like try it. And I'm mostly getting it, but there's like a couple things that have happened that I'm like, wait, why did this happen? I don't like I feel like something that is consistent with the entire Raven cycle saga is sometimes people's like character motivations are not clear, which I do think is purposeful. Like, you know, it's done to show the complexity of characters. But sometimes I'm like, why is this person doing this again? I don't know. Why is this person acting like this? But yeah, I am enjoying it. I think I am enjoying it a little bit more than the first two, just because Ronan's not being an asshole right now, which he's been for the first 2 books in the series. But my homie Declan's now being an asshole, so that better clear up before this book ends. Like, I can't believe I only have this left. Like, I could probably finish that today. Like, that stresses me out. Anyway, I don't actually know if I have a lot more to say. I feel like not a ton has happened. I do have some favorite little scenes I really liked. You know what? You know what part of it is, I think? I think part of the reason I'm liking this one more, I'm just realizing now as I'm talking about it, is there are less, like, funky dream sequences. Like, I feel like, especially in book 2, literally half the book was just, like, weird dream sequences, and I did not care. I truly didn't care. But that's not happening in here. We're actually just, like, spending time with the characters outside of funky dream sequences. So maybe that's why I'm enjoying it more. But yeah. Sorry, I feel like this update was kind of useless, but oh well. I will check back in when I finish this book, and then we can wrap up this video. Exciting stuff. All right. Bye. Hello, everyone. Before I change into pajamas, I decided to actually film... Oh my god, my pants are dirty. I actually film an update in clothing. I haven't updated this, but I'm almost done. And I'm so confused. Like, okay, let me back up. This second half has had my favorite moments from the entire trilogy, like between the brothers and about the brothers, but also like the plot, like what is actually happening. I'm lost. Totally lost. I don't understand why people are doing what they're doing. I'm lost. So I don't know if the last, like, 10% of the book is going to explain that to me anymore. I'll keep you updated. But enjoying it a lot more than the other two, that's for sure. There's been some really, really, moments that are so good. I can't wait to go through and, like, mark my favorite parts. But I thought it'd be fun and kind of random. I got 2 Amazon packages today. One is for my fiance for our 2-year anniversary. And another one is a silly book. I just thought I would share because this is kind of fun and silly. And, you know, why not? Something, oh, wow, thank you. Something to spice the vlog up, you know? God, this is like... Ugh. Okay, so my fiance and I are obsessed with Squishmallows. Like, I don't think either of us will ever reach the status of paying exorbitant amounts to get certain ones. Like, even though I, like, oh yeah, this isn't from Amazon, this is from eBay. I, like, special ordered this one. It was still a price that I was like, yeah, okay. Okay, but come on! He's a little hammerhead shark. He looks so silly. Like, this is ridiculous. I love it. He's a little smaller than I thought he was going to be, but that's alright. He's cute. I might want to wash him since I got him from eBay. He smells like a little bit like smoke. I think I'm definitely going to wash him. Yeah. Definitely a cigarette vibe happening. We're going to wash you, buddy. You're going to be okay. Here, well, he can hang out with us. Preface before I pull this out. I am obsessed with the movie Crimson Peak. I'll flash a poster. I love the movie so much. I watched it for the first time last year. And, like, it was just one of those movies that was, like, a great surprise because I'd always been interested in it since it came out. But I heard it got, like, mixed reviews, so it kind of turned me off to it. And then I watched it, like, with kind of, I don't even want to say low expectations, but, like, mid expectations, and ended up loving it, which is, like, the best feeling for anything, you know, when something, like, exceeds your expectations. And I totally get that movie is not for everybody. I get why it has mixed reviews, but for me, I loved it. And I just showed my friends who I actually went to the Maggie Stiefvater signing with. We went on vacation this past weekend, and I showed them the movie, and they loved it too. And me rewatching it, it cemented it for me as, like, a favorite movie. And I have been, like, on the hunt. I'm really going to go on a tangent, but let's, like, do the full story. So I've been on a hunt for like a book that has like a comp title to Crimson Peak. I actually just read Gallant by V.E. Schwab, which is like, she pitched this as like a Gallant book. And while it is, I give this 3 stars. I was kind of disappointed. Did I say Gallant? Oh my God, I'm losing it. She pitched this as a Crimson Peak book. And I gave it 3 stars. And while I understand why she like advertised it like that, in the writing and setting itself was good. Like, I read this and I was like, I just want to watch Crimson. Like, why would you just not watch? Like, you should just watch Crimson Peak instead of reading this book. Like, it was alarmingly average and alarmingly not creative for somebody who I have read other books from that I thought are very creative. It was just very strange. It was unoriginal. That's what I'm looking for. It was pretty unoriginal. I'm not gonna lie. Just watch Crimson Peak. So I'm on the hunt, but when you type in like books that are like Crimson Peak, it's literally just like old Gothic classics. And I'm like, I don't feel like reading those. But when I typed that in, I literally don't understand why I do things sometimes. There's this novelization of the movie. Hold on a second. Oh my God. I'm dead. A couple years ago, I got really into the CW Beauty and the Beast show. This poster is truly heinous, but and I like binged like 20 episodes of the first season and then haven't touched it since, which is how I operate when it comes to TV shows I love. It's really embarrassing. Like, for example, I still haven't finished Lucifer, and I basically binged all of that like years ago. Anyway, so in the height of me being obsessed with that series, I bought the novelizations of the show, and it's the same author as this novelization. I literally like, what is my life? Nancy Holder, I guess we're just fans of the same things. Anyway, I'm getting really, really off track of already being off track. But I bought the novelization of the movie because I thought, if I can have a book that's like Crimson Peak, might as well just literally read Crimson Peak. And this was $6 on Amazon. Like, come on. I had to do that. So I guess I'll be reading this. I'm sorry, I'm still in shock that this is the same author. Okay, that's embarrassing. Anyway, this clip has been way longer than I meant it to. I will come back when I have finished Grey Warren. I hope you enjoyed the chaos. Y'all, I just like skimmed ahead a section in this that I like from the movie, and let me just say, I'm excited I only spent $6 on it. I think I have to make a video of myself reading this. Because I don't know if I'm gonna like it. Hello, oh God, it's so late right now. But I finished Grey Warren. I had to. I had like 30 pages left. Definitely just cried my way through the epilogue. I'll insert a Snapchat of that. Oh God. Oh. It's still like a 4-star because the plot I still didn't give a shit about, and it was honestly so confusing. Like, I have no idea what happened. Like, I don't know why the villain of this book was doing what he was doing. Like, I didn't understand his plan. I didn't get it. This whole trilogy is so, like, surrealist that my poor dumb brain I could not put it together. But all the character moments between the Lynch brothers, between Declan and Jordan, 5 million stars. Like, so good. All of these favorite parts. I always dog ear my favorite parts. Don't kill me for dog earing books. But all interactions between the brothers, I literally speechless. It was so good. The epilogue of this, especially, I mean, you, again, like I've said, you can't really read the series without reading the Raven Boys. Like, it doesn't make sense. So, but I feel like the epilogue was like a little, like, to the fans of the Raven Boys, because, like, all our homies are in it, and that epilogue was so fucking good. Like, ow, it hurt my heart. Ow. Literally, like, oh my god, the family interactions, truly incredible. The, like, the backstory of their childhood and reason, like, we get a lot about, I almost spoiled something. We get a lot about the Lynch brothers' parents in this book, and, like, how things happened and why they did the things they did. And Neil Lynch is seen in a much better light in this third book than he's seen in, like, any of the other books. And oh my god, did it tug on my heartstrings or what? Like, I am passing away. It was so good. Yeah, solid 4 stars. Seriously, if, like, I feel like this whole trilogy needed a plot that was even, like, I guess here's the thing. The Lynch brothers are such a compelling storyline all on their own that I feel like they didn't need this whole added apocalypse mumbo jumbo that was happening. Like, I understand there needed to be something big and crazy happening, I guess, but I felt like the plot could have been much smaller and easier to comprehend, and we could have had even more, you know, about the Lynch brothers specifically, and I would have been perfectly happy. I think it would have made a stronger trilogy overall. Like, I feel like, I mean, I haven't read the Raven Boys in a while, but I feel like that series is so strong for me because at its essence, it's an adventure story about friendship. I just felt like this needed to do that again, but obviously the dynamic would be very different because it's the Lynch brothers and it's Ronan, you know, leading the charge instead of Gansey. So obviously that would create a lot of different situations and dynamics and motivations and everything. So yeah, overall, I would say Mission Impossible is my least favorite, and then Call Down the Hawk, and then this is my favorite, faux show. Oh god, I really need to go to bed. It's so late. I don't regret staying up finishing this though. I had an anxious pit in my stomach. Like, I definitely wouldn't have been able to sleep without knowing the ending. Okay, that was weird. My phone, like, kicked me out. Stop making my video. But I was just saying, I'm just, like, rambling. Maybe it was just telling me to shut up and go to bed. So that's what I'm going to do. So I hope you enjoyed this video of me binging the Dreamer trilogy. It's definitely helped to read them all together because it at least helped me to kind of sort of comprehend the plot. Even, like, if I had read these all year apart, like, totally nothing. But yeah. So anyway. Oh, my pen. I was underlining some lines I liked. Okay. Good night.